Hi all, welcome back to yet another episode of One Pitch Catch. After we last spoke, after the midway of the group stages, after the India-Pakistan game, when India didn't shake hands with Pakistan and all that happened before and after the game, not much happened during the game. So now the second half of the group stage is completed. The next set of six games, and the Super Fours, India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh have qualified for the Super Fours. I would actually say the real Asia Cup begins now. Um, so, in the meantime, after India refused to shake hands with Pakistan and Pakistan, I felt acted like a kid, refusing to turn up for the game versus UAE. What did you think of that, Jaga?
Yeah, I think their behavior is pretty weird because I don't know what they were trying to achieve here. There's no way they could have gone out from the tournament or withdrawn from the tournament because it would not have done anything good to them, their cricket, their players, and administration for sure. Like I don't know what they were trying to achieve because the ACC would have definitely finalized that. Even leaving aside that Mohsin Naqvi is the president, ACC board would have definitely penalized them because Sony would not have allowed for this to happen. They have paid a lot of money, assuming that there are going to be so many games in the tournament, and especially with the possibility, I mean, the almost reality of at least two India-Pakistan matches. Sony wants to monetize it. Like you're seeing the number of ads that are coming in. Yesterday, I noticed it during the India-Oman match. There was one of the overs Kuldeep was bowling. There was a slight delay before he bowled the next ball. And they put an ad in there. I was like, wait, so it's
Yes.
so much ad inventory they have to exhaust it. There is no way Pakistan would have got away with it. So I don't know what they were trying to achieve by not, by leaving late and not showing up and things like that. I mean, sure, they were pissed off about the lack of a handshake and how they probably came to know about it last minute. But they were targeting Andy Pycroft wrongly. Like, I mean, if you were really pissed off, you should have gone against the BCCI and the Indian players. You didn't. Andy Pycroft was just a easy target, I think. That just seems wrong. And I mean, tomorrow there's the first match for them in the Super Fours, and Andy Pycroft is the match referee again. So clearly, the ICC thinks there's no issue with him in how he handled the previous game, and they're confident that he'll do a good job as a match referee. Now, like I said, I mean, it's just a lot of postering without any outcome for it. It's like on the uh, ஏதோ ஒரு சுந்தர்சி படத்துல வந்து வடிவேலு வந்து நானும் ரவுடி தான் நானும் ரவுடி தான் நானும் ரவுடி தான் சொல்லுவோம். It's like that only. There's just postering.
Yeah, exactly. And also, I also feel this ACC, I should not have allowed. I mean, Pakistan should have been, I mean, by default, UAE should have won because UAE were in the ground practicing and ready for toss. The Pakistan captain was not there for the toss.
Yeah.
Ideally, the match should have been awarded to UAE, which means UAE had beaten Oman previously, which means UAE would have gone to Super Force. But again,
Yeah.
then that would not have made financial sense in terms of Sony and all those things. So they
Correct.
want at least one more India Pakistan game.
Yeah.
So now we have two consecutive Sundays of India-Pakistan games, and if both of them make it to the finals, it will become three successive Sundays of India-Pakistan games.
Which is a
Perfectly,
dream for the broadcaster.
yeah, perfectly what they want. But definitely, I feel like you said, they should have targeted BCCI or the Indian players.
Yeah.
They don't know. Say, I mean, I think Pycroft became a soft target. It is easy to
Correct.
blame it on
Easy,
him.
right?
It is not Pycroft's fault. It is not
And
Pycroft's
for
fault.
all you know, if it was a match referee from some other country, he would not have been targeted because again, he's a Zimbabwe ex-player. I
Yeah.
think that also comes into the picture in terms of I don't know if they would have done this against, say, somebody from the Caribbean or Australia or England or South Africa. They probably would not have.
Yeah, yeah, true, true. I
Easy
think
target
to
anyway.
easy target and also, I mean, giving an ultimatum that we won't turn up and all those things, and then turning up and all those things makes you look weak, right? So you don't
Yeah, yeah.
stand for what you say. That is
Yeah,
not the
then don't
right
show
thing.
up, right?
Huh?
Anyway, so
True,
I think
true.
the rest of the games last week were kind of became a little bit more exciting than the ones in the first week. You had some fairly close-ish, if not very close finishes, and culminating in yesterday's. I think the previous games were Hong Kong, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Afghanistan, Sri Lanka, all of them, and even yesterday's India-Oman match. I guess for a fair amount of time, it during Oman's chase, it did get a little dicey. Why do you think it got to that stage?
I think India was overconfident yesterday. I think, I mean, in all departments, which is not just batting, bowling, fielding, and nowadays DRS is also a separate department. There also, the way Kuldeep forced a review out of Sky, literally taking his hands out and signaling this. So I think it was so obvious, even on fast motion, on normal vision, on TV, that the point of impact was outside the off stump for that left-hander. So ideally, he didn't know the rules, or they took it so extremely
Yeah,
overconfident. I felt, see, and Tilak Verma and an overthrow of an unnecessary. The batsman was not even trying to go for a single. And again the batting order, batting, overall bowling. Everything I felt it was too much overconfident. I hope India had learned the lesson yesterday that especially in T20s, no team should be taken lightly, because I think
yeah,
all these players play IPL, and in IPL you can never predict who's going to win.
correct.
Even the table topper suddenly loses to the team in nine or
Yeah, yeah.
ten sometimes. So this has happened. So I think taking Oman lightly was not ideal yesterday. I hope if they had learned the lessons, and then if they had learned the lessons, I think Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh might bear the brunt of that.
Yeah, I think, juggling your batting order is fine. You do need to give the exposure to the middle order because in the first two games, the win was with like 1 wicket down or 2 wickets down. So you could have moving people around was not as much of an issue compared to like Surya Kumar Yadav is not even batting. That is just baffling. In fact, I think that may attract, the anti-corruption unit folks from either BCCI or ICC because like maybe people bet on things like that. Like will Surya Kumar bat and will he bat no longer, no below this or no above that, and like there could be unnecessary controversies, right? So
True. I
I
mean,
think
see,
those completely avoidable.
yes, juggling the batting order was fine. Say Aksar and Hardik and all needed some time in the middle. I mean, but ideally, Surya Kumar not coming to bat was not ideal.
Yeah,
Uh,
correct.
so
Yeah,
that way,
and
I
even the
think
bowling, like Tilak Verma was bowling, then give the bowling to everybody, right? I mean, if you don't think Oman is a big deal, then get Shubman Gill to bowl. Surya Kumar also, you can bowl a few overs. Somebody else can swap the gloves with Sanju Samson. Samson can also bowl, so why not?
exactly those three people didn't bowl. Everybody else bowled yesterday. There was absolutely
Yeah,
no need to take that. I mean, see, probably even if Oman had started to accelerate 1 or 2 hours earlier, the match would have gotten a little more closer.
yeah,
Not necessarily beating India, but at least they would have
correct.
come to close, like closing by 4 or 5 runs. Even that
Yeah,
was
yeah,
not ideal situation given the might of India, the skills and might of India.
correct.
So I think they took it a little lightly. And like I said, I hope they learned the lessons.
How
Uh,
do you think this will impact how Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Pakistan maybe strategize in the Super Four stage?
I think they would definitely have their strategies, especially against India. But I think yesterday the game versus Oman would have given them confidence. The other three teams in Super Fours to give them confidence that if they can come with better plans and execute the plans right, there is it's if not beating India, they can push them into a spot of bother and things like that. It's not impossible to beat. Is something that Oman has taught a lesson to others, I think. Though Oman lost, I think they have taught that lesson to others, I think. Hmm.
And I think sending India into bat may therefore be an option, right? Because in the first couple of games, India was chasing after basically wrapping up the opponents pretty easily. So, and yesterday, the bowlers were not able to defend the target properly. It was a 180, almost 190 target, which is pretty decent.
But
So maybe
again,
that's an option I should look at.
one other thing is, I mean, if Varun and Bumrah come in, no, I think the
Ah,
bowling attack also will have a
but
very
Aksar may
different.
not play. He has a head injury or something like that. So he may not play. So I think the balance will get affected because he would have gone in at 5 or 6 and brought in that
Yes.
left-hander and hitting. So I think they may miss a little bit of batting, at least for tomorrow's game. We don't know when he's going to come back. But
Yeah.
one of the things that surprised me was Afghanistan, right? I mean, Afghanistan has really, really improved over the last, say, 4 or 5 years. They reached the semifinals of I think the was it the T20 World Cup or the
T20
Champions
World Cup,
Trophy?
yes, yes. T20
Yeah.
World Cup, yes. They lost to South
Right.
Africa.
So
Hmm.
Correct. Yeah, they lost to South Africa in a one-sided semi-final, but they've done pretty well. And I was kind of surprised. Maybe it's just the combination of being in that group, which has Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. But I was surprised that they didn't get through to the Super Four stage. And that match, the Bangladesh, and I mean the Afghanistan, it's probably the Sri Lanka match. It's also
Yes.
pretty interesting for the way like Nabi suddenly just went berserk in the last over of the innings, almost
Yes.
hitting six sixes in the over. So you kind of miss Afghanistan's, showmanship in the Super Fours now.
Exactly. I mean, there are a lot of good batters, and even the bowlers. They have a lot of variety in them. The new bowlers who come in, the fast bowlers, the spinners. Of course, they have a plethora of spinners who bowl really well,
Yeah,
and even the batting. You know, there. I mean, every time there is a good batsman coming up, like they say about India. I mean, they're not as big as India, but you always see some youngsters,
yeah.
20, 22, 23 years, good youngsters having, especially in the T20 format, they really play well, I feel. It is disappointing to see them not in the Super Fours, but I think Sri Lanka and Bangladesh, the way they have played, they deserve to be there. I hope Bangladesh gives a tough fight because
Mm.
of all the four teams, Bangladesh look the weakest. I hope
Yeah.
they make the games more interesting. Today would be a good start for them versus Sri Lanka. Let's see how they fare in the Super Fours.
Cool. Yeah, we'll come back again maybe towards the end of the Super Four stage, and we can probably have a better idea about what the finals lineup is going to look like. Like for everybody's recall, the top two teams from the Super Fours basically get through to the final. Thankfully, we don't have another round of matches between three people, three teams to decide the finalists.
Hmm.
So yeah, we'll see. Hope. I mean, I think there's a lot of things riding on India being in that final stage. I kind of sense that it's more likely to happen, but I also think there may be some complacency brewing in, right? I mean, we've spoken about it in the last couple of episodes where we said, this tournament is basically set up for India to be in the final, and all the other teams can fight among themselves to figure out who plays India in the final. But you never know, right? I mean, like you said, with T20s, so unpredictable, just one bad day can be a problem.
I think, yes, I think. But right now, I still think India would have learned the lessons from yesterday and still make it to the final. And if you ask me, my money would be on an India-Sri Lanka final, given the way Sri
Okay.
Lanka has improved and their bowlers, their batters, and everybody
Yeah,
doing
that's
their
good.
job. I think Sri Lanka would be a very tough contender to make it to the finals. Hmm.
So it's basically the defending Asia Cup T20 champion versus the defending Asia Cup ODI champion.
I mean, let's see. Let's see if Pakistan and Bangladesh can pull some
Yeah.
surprises. The way Pakistan has been batting, I am very. If I am a Pakistan fan, I would be extremely worried.
Yeah. I mean, if Shaheen Afridi is your best batsman, you have a lot of problems. Mhm. Anyway, great. Otherwise, nothing much else. So stay tuned. We'll come back again in a few days. And meanwhile, keep following the cricket and keep following us.
Thank
Thank
you.
you all.
Bye
Bye.
bye.